Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to the very next episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This is episode 9. And in the last episode, we finished off the Hexagon Brothers and all that jazz. We caught all of their Shadow Pokemon and defeated all of them, all on our first try, which is awesome. And in this episode, we're going to be continuing on through the Cypher lab. And by continuing on, I mean like actually for real starting to explore the Cypher lab, because we haven't really done anything except battle on the outside. Anyway, if you walk through the door, the Cypher peon will fall down on you and you have to battle her. And like I said before, I'm not going to be cutting these battles out. Oh, how did that not knock out that Duskull? So you're going to see all of the non-important battles, quote unquote. If you ask me, they're all pretty important. But yeah, you're going to get to see all the battles even without Shadow Pokemon or any direct influence on whatever the storyline is at the moment. So yeah, this battle's pretty easy. It's just a Duskull and a Skitty. They're both at level 14. You should be able to use Bite on the Duskull and kill it in 1 to 2 hits. And the Skitty probably has Cute Charm, so if you can stay away from attacking it head on, you know, with physical moves, if you're the opposite gender, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. And Duskull is a ghost type, so Lick should be able to knock it out there, which it does. And that's awesome. That's going to be the end of that battle. And there's actually going to be a lot of these little battles that don't take very long. There's a lot of Cypher peons just kind of hanging out. And they jump down from the ceiling and they attack you, and it's really sad and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm not even going to go back and heal because I don't even think I got hit. And if I did, it wasn't that much, so I'm not going to worry about it. If you go to the right here, which is actually the way you have to go, you'll get attacked by this Cypher peon. And I'm actually going to do something weird, but I'll explain that a little bit later. As if I don't always do weird things, but you know what I mean. Alright, Cypher peon Javion, or Javion, or Javion, however you want to say it, depending on where you're from. Alright, we have a Doduo and a Tailo, level 13 and 14. And alright, yeah, the Tailo is probably going to be the fastest, and it's going to use Quick Attack, which does get this stab bonus, but Quick Attack really isn't that good of a move, so you don't have to worry about that. Doduo's defenses are pretty bad, so if you hit it with the same type of attack move with your evolution, it should go down in 1 hit. In return, should also be able to knock out this Tailo in 1 hit, because Tailo also has poor defenses. And we have a couple of levels advantage on these Pokemon as well. So that does it for that battle. Pretty easy. Oh yeah, well I'll just run away. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. I'd like to see that, but they don't let us. And actually, instead of going the way I'm supposed to go, I like to turn around and go to the left here. We actually can't go any farther, but I like to battle this guy and get him out of the way. I don't know why, I just feel like that's the right thing to do. So I wish we'd finish up with this research and get out from this dark underground warren. Yeah. Wow, who are you? Where'd you get in from? I came in through the door, probably like you did, sir. It's the Cypher R&D, research and development, for those of you that didn't know that. Tekat, or Tekat? Yes, I like pronouncing these names, I think it's funny. Leave me alone. He has a Clamperl and a Corphish, and as we know, because we've already fought Corphish a couple of times, Corphish has much lower special defense, so we're going to go for Bite, and we almost certainly will not be able to knock out that Clamperl in 1 hit, because Clamperl does have very good defenses. Unfortunately, Corphish actually doesn't die there. And return on Clamperl doesn't kill that either, but I saw that one coming. Fortunately, Corphish is going to go for the Harden to raise its defense, which is really going to do nothing because it has almost no health left. And Clamperl goes for the Clamp. Ha! Clamperl clamps. And basically what that does is it hurts you a little bit at the end of every turn, while the Clamperl is still alive. That's the key part, because we're going to kill it this turn. We're going to bite the crap out of that Clamperl. And goodbye. We are done with you. Vaporeon grew to level 17, which is cool, I guess. You want to have your Pokemon at least near level 20 by the time you get to the end of this Cypher lab, because there is a boss battle at the end, and that's around where her Pokemon end up. In that vicinity. There we go. Finish off that Corphish, get some experience, And, oh, Teddiursa grew to level 17 as well, which is pretty freaking awesome. And Zubat is the last Pokemon in this battle, and that's going to go down in one hit to pretty much anything. Well, not Water Gun. I guess Water Gun won't kill it in one hit, but that's okay. We don't need to kill it in one hit. It can't really do anything that's going to hurt you. And somehow Teddiursa is faster than Zubat, which I was not expecting. Thought the Zubat was going to be faster. But that's okay, I'm not going to complain. That's going to do it for Mr. Tekot. I had to say that. I don't know why. Why? What did I do to deserve this? Pretty much everything in your life led up to this point. This is bad news. I've got to alert Lavrina about this security breach. Ah, who is this Lavrina person? Alright, so if you go over here, you can see that you need an ID card to get through that elevator door, and we don't have one of those right now, so we need to go back the other way. And if you try to go down to the south there, that door is also locked, and it's locked from the other side, so you can't get through there, and there's no type of ID badge or anything that you can get to open that door from this side. So go this way, because I told you to. There's another scientist down here. When are they finally going to get that guy to spill the beans about that purification research? He might be the authority on purification, but if you won't talk, our work's not going anywhere. Yes, absolutely. You're actually right about that. Wow, what are you doing there? Just listening to you talk to yourself, because I thought that was kind of strange that you were doing that. Anyway, he has the two Hoenn fossil type Pokemon. Well, fossil type. There is no fossil type. He has the two Hoenn fossil Pokemon. Lileep and Anorith. Having a little bit of a brain fart there, as usual. Okay, so Anorith is Bug and Rock, and Lileep is Grass and Rock. So we're going to use Water Gun on Anorith because the Bug type does not cancel out the Rock's weakness to Water. And that's going to get rid of Anorith in one hit. As for Lileep, it is not weak to Water because of the Grass type, but it is weak to Steel types. So we're going to go for Metal Claw. Because of its extraordinary defense, you're not going to be able to kill this thing in one hit, pretty much regardless of what you use. And it goes for the Acid. It really doesn't do a whole lot. It may lower your defense, but that's about it. And we're going to go for Bite and Metal Claw again to get rid of the Lileep. And surprisingly, Bite kills it, but hey, whatever. That does it for this battle. There's no Shadow Pokemon, but our next battle will have a Shadow Pokemon in it, finally. It seems like it's been quite a while. Oh my gosh, that shook me up. The fact that you said, oh my gosh, means that you don't deserve to live. All I want to do is work on my research. Don't disturb me, please. Oh my gosh, okay. Like, for reals. Oh, look, a visitor from the ceiling. Oh, who's wandering around here? It's me, duh. Cypher Peon Nexer. Nexer. And she's going to start off with a Swinub and a Shuppet. Shuppet is a ghost type. Swinub is ground and ice. Which means we can use Bite on Shuppet to get rid of it in one hit. And then we can go for Metal Claw, which is a Steel type move and will be super effective on Swinub's Ice type. And we should be able to get rid of both of them in one hit and leave us alone with the Shadow Pokemon for this battle, which you'll see in just a second. And we're already almost up to level 18 too, which is even better. And there you have it. That's going to be the Shadow Pokemon. In this battle, we have a Spinarak. It's going to be the first Bug type of the game. It's also Poison type, just so you know. And it's actually lower than, it's a lower level than the previous Shadow Pokemon we'd be catching, because they were all at 17. The Spinarak's going to be at level 14, so that part kind of sucks, but if you wanted Bug type that badly, yeah, you're okay. Let's see what I want to do here. We're going to go for the Bite on Spinarak, and then we're going to Lick it to try to paralyze it as well. Spinarak's not that difficult to catch. Its defenses aren't the greatest, especially because we have a couple levels of advantage on it, but that's alright. Even if we don't paralyze it, we should be able to catch it in one ball and not have to worry about it. It does know the Shadow Blitz ability, and perhaps the best thing about this Spinarak is that after you purify it, it already knows the pretty rare Bug-type move, Signal Beam. And with a real shortage of decent Bug-type moves in this generation, Signal Beam is invaluable, especially with its advantages over the Psychic and grass and dark types. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a somewhat decent bug type Pokemon. And Spinarak also evolves fairly early as well, so not necessarily a bad choice. Anyway, that's going to do it for that battle. Let's see what we have down here. Oh, 1 revive in case I lose a Pokemon. I can revive him with that item. Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Alright, this is going to cut to a cutscene over here. Cut to a cutscene. Please, Professor Krane, when will you tell me about your purification study? I do so want to know. Nice hair, lady. That will let me power up my XD001. I so made it myself. Don't you think that would be fabulous? You've got to be joking. I would never cooperate with people like you fiends. Oh, but why? I so don't get it. Why would you refuse an offer so wonderful as this? I don't care how often you repeat yourself. I have no intention of helping your shadow Pokemon plan. You go, Professor Krane. Artificially slamming shut the hearts of Pokemon is inexcusable. Put a stop to it immediately. Oh, you are so mean and closed-minded. You won't even try to understand how marvelous it is to help my XD001. Ah, naps. Yes'm, Sister Lavrina. Ah, that's Lavrina. This is also your fault. Professor Krane is also cross because you were so rude when you invited him here. You can't be serious. Listen to the man already. He's been saying all along that he won't help our shadow. Exactly. See, this guy actually has some sense. I can't hear you. Na. The plan is perfect. XD001's condition was off by just a little tiny bit. Being off by just a tiny little bit is enough to make it drop a ship. And would you look at the uproar? Exactly. This guy is so right. It's so all your fault what happened every tiny little bit. So you do something about it. I would punch this bitch in the face if I was him. Instead, he's just gonna look at her ass when she walks out of the room. Not a bad solution. Naps, was it? You have my sympathy. What a nightmare it must be to have someone like her as your boss. Haha. You put a lid on it. When it comes right down to it, it's so all your fault. First, we need to talk. I'll teach you why it's such a bad mistake to create shadow Pokemon, and he's very right about that. So they're going to have a little talk, and we're going to take a break, because that's going to be the end of this episode. In the next episode, we're going to continue on our journey and our exploration of the Shadow Pokemon Lab, and try to see if we can get to the bottom of this. But thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for part 10. Game on.